in 2 minutes. Thank you so much. We'll be starting in 2 minutes.
Good morning, everybody. John Ward, Director of Emergency Management here in Clay County at Unified Command for the response to COVID-19. I do want to announce real quick that this is going to be our last scheduled press conference. Please monitor our websites and our social media pages for ongoing information, but this will be our last scheduled press conference. Upon other events or other large openings coming, we may schedule another one, but this is going to be the last scheduled one that we do today. Before I go any further, I want to take this time to acknowledge what would have been today before COVID-19 here in Clay County. There would have been potentially 2,932 seniors walking across the stage after 13 years of hard work. I'm fortunate to have two of these seniors. And right after this, I'm going to be heading south to Keystone for the Cap and Gown drive-through acknowledgement for them. I want to say I'm very proud of Ashton and Cortland and all the other seniors that are going to be doing their acknowledgement services today. You were born around the 9/11 era, and you're graduating in a worldwide pandemic. So good luck to you in your future. Okay, on to business. Today, we've got 369 positive cases and 28 deaths. The EOC is on day 79 of its activation and its partnerships. And I want to take the time also to thank Heather and the Department of Health here locally. We've been attached at the hip for the past 79 days working this event, and I challenge anyone to find the partnerships that we've had across the state of Florida here, and it's because of the partnerships of all our agencies and the Department of Health is why we've been successful here in Clay County. I do want to say we've had over 480 county and state employees that have been nonstop working this event. And early on, there were many 22-plus hour days in working this event. So I want to say thank you to all the state and county employees, all the frontline workers, the retail stores, the truck drivers, everybody that supported us during this event. As we start to move back and open more, I do want to say our logistical support, our testing, our feeding, and our EOC activation is going to be continuing on through the end of June. We're just now trying to scale back a little bit, and then as we open more here within Clay County. Flattening the curve has worked. We prevented the healthcare system from being overwhelmed. Many decisions were made at the federal, state, and local level to prevent this from being overwhelmed. So, and it's you all as first responders in our citizens who were first responders in helping us prevent the overwhelming of the healthcare system. Now we need to push hard as our community recovers, both financially, economically, and jobs. Ongoing efforts here in Clay County are, we still have our COVID-19 testing site at Bear Run, and that is a free drive-through site at the Clay County Bear Run Clinic. Appointments are scheduled every 10 minutes, and we'd ask that you call 877-252-9362 to schedule an appointment Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 and 1 to 4. You do not need to have signs or symptoms to be tested, and as stated, this is currently planned on going through the end of June. And then remember, the state-supported site is still at Lot J for your use. There are many state-supported sites around the state. The one here locally is state labs and then local staff that is doing the testing. We're still continuing to host Career Source here at the Clay County Agriculture Center, which is trying to rehire many of our citizens and connect them with the jobs that are available. Again, to make an appointment there, you're going to go to www.careersourcenefl.com and click Make an Appointment button to have your appointment to come in here and get reconnected with a job. Our food distribution sites, you need to register for food at alert.claycountygov.com. And then we still have our feeding locations that, depending on inclement weather, we did have to close one yesterday, and I believe we had to close one last week also. But our feeding sites are going to continue, and that is Lakeside Junior High on Wednesdays from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. At Lake Asbury Junior High on Thursday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Wilkinson Junior High from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Friday, and then at Keystone Heights Elementary on Friday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And we're going to continue to push forward with these feeding sites. We're currently having discussions with churches and Impact Clay on how that transition is going to look. Hopefully by the end of June we can transition back to the normalcy of our local food banks to move on that mission. I want to thank the many volunteers, Keystone Heights Safety Net, Springs Church, Church of 1122, First Baptist Church of Middleburg, Celebration Church, and many others who've assisted us over these past couple months in these feeding missions and ensuring that all our residents are fed. The total meal count to date is 730,069 meals that have been served to our citizens. So that's showing the need over the past couple months for our citizens. As we reopen, rehire, and reunite Clay County, let's remember we're at half speed still, waiting on the governor's opening, continue more, moving into phase 2. And I want us just to be cautious. Please remain calm and don't get complacent. We can still have a surge in cases, so we're asking that everybody still respect the physical distancing and the large group gatherings as we move forward. Our call center is still open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and that number is 1-877-252-9367, and this is to help answer any questions or concerns you may have about COVID. So as I move forward, I want to change gears off of COVID and let's talk about what Monday is. Monday is the beginning of hurricane season. Forecasters are predicting an above average season. We have very warm waters which will assist in this. We've already seen 2 named tropical systems off our east coast, and we're watching 2 others. And it's not even hurricane season yet. So now's the time to get prepared. And just remember, whether it's a slow season or a busy season, it only takes one to impact our community. Winds will still be damaging and floodwaters will still rise. So make a plan now on where to go. And again, you can get all that information at alert.claycountygov.com. Especially in the COVID environment that we're dealing with now, you will need to make sure and know your family evacuation plan, your emergency kit, your supplies, your crates for animals, and 7 days worth of water, food, and comfort items. Remember, our shelters are a shelter of last resort with limited privacy and comfort. Consider planning on staying with maybe family or friends as we move forward. Remember, when you're asked to evacuate, you only need to evacuate tens of miles, not hundreds of miles. We've been working with our partners at the school district on our new shelter format as we're going into a COVID environment for sheltering. So for those that have been in shelters before, the average area for a general population shelter or one person coming into a shelter was 20 square feet. We are now expanding that to 110 square feet per person at a general population shelter, and for a special needs it was 60 square foot per person. We're now moving that to 160 square feet. So what does that mean? That means I'm going to have less capacity at all our shelters when we decide to open them. So we're working with our partners at the school district to know what other shelters we can utilize, and then also train the administrators and staff of that school, which is who runs our shelters for us. So we're working hard with our partners at the school district to get this done as we move forward. I do want to talk about our emergency preparedness manual. Our new emergency preparedness manual should have gone out in all our local papers this week. And I also want to say that this is the first year that we have the manual in Spanish. So we're going to be putting those Spanish manuals out at some of our libraries. But if not, please call 877-252-9362, and I will ensure that anyone that needs one here in Clay County will get one of these things. Clay County, I just want to say thank you all for what you've done in preventing this virus from spreading so drastically in our community. We've held it down. We've flattened the curve to prevent overwhelming our system. So Clay County, I want to say thank you. Stay calm, stay strong, and I'm going to bring Ms. Heather Huffman up now to continue the conversation.
Good morning, John, and thank you for all your leadership during this, especially during my reassignment the last few weeks. So as I always do in press conferences, I want to give us the latest data out there. As of yesterday, we had 369 total cases. 366 of them were in residents and 3 in non-residents. We've had 28 deaths, and we've talked about this mortality rate in previous press conferences, that unfortunately this virus does not distinguish who it may be transmitted to, and if it impacts those that have underlying health conditions those of the age 65 or older, it may have a poor outcome. We've had 89 hospitalizations, over 9,000 tested, with 8,600 of those being negative. We have a positivity rate of 4.1%, and the state average is 5.6%, so we're doing really well in those. When we look at our cases, about 50% of our cases have been in long-term care facilities, and that includes staff and or residents. So unfortunately, that's where some of our death rates have come from. And so we want to continue to safeguard our elderly and those with underlying health conditions, especially those in long-term care facilities. Since this is our last press conference, I would be remiss not to thank my staff. I have the most amazing public health staff, and I want to especially thank Lisa Rogers, who's helped me throughout this with my PIO function and press and getting the correct information out to the media, and that's been extremely helpful. So we want to talk a little bit about testing. Again, there continues to be a little bit of confusion in this. So we have our normal testing, the COVID PCR testing, and then we have antibody testing. So the PCR testing is where we're going to test to see if you have active virus. And you can do those, and as John spoke about, at the health department located at 3229 Bear Run Boulevard. And then there is antibody testing, and that's really helpful for us to have public health surveillance to see how many people have been exposed. At no time can the antibody testing tell you how much immunity you have or that you couldn't get reinfected again. So there's caution using the antibody testing. Priority testing, again, is of all of those individuals that we talked about, 65 and older, those in long-term care facilities, hospitalized patients with symptoms, healthcare workers, especially that work with those congregate living settings, and then first responders with symptoms. We are testing at the Bear Run Clinic regardless of signs or symptoms if somebody feels like they've been in contact with somebody with positivity. And then some of your private providers have come online with testing, and so you can reach out to your private provider, and a lot of them have the capability now to also do that testing, along with some of our urgent care centers like Care Spots. And so lastly, we just wanted to talk about face coverings and masks. The CDC continues to recommend social distancing. That is our number one prevention message, with good hygiene, proper hygiene, hand washing, but also with face cloth coverings and physical distancing. The face coverings are really, really important in indoor settings because we tend to be in more close proximity. Outdoor settings, as if you can maintain social distancing, the face covering would only be an additional protective factor. Again, continuing to not touch your face and those kinds of things. We've had, lastly, questions about our lab testing that we've been doing. If you have any questions about lab results, you're going to want to call 850-583-2419 or COVID-19 results at cdrmhealth.com. And that's where you're getting tested through either one of our community-based testing sites that we did several weeks ago, or that you've been tested at the Bear Run Clinic. So again, I want to thank everybody that has really done their part to flatten the curve and really get us back in line so that we can do this phased reopening through the governor's directives. At this point, I'll turn it over to Howard Wanamaker, County Manager.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen in Clay County. Each and every one of you is doing your part to reopen, rehire, and reunite the county. I thank you. I also want to recognize our first responders, our medical care providers, our health department staff, all the volunteers out there, the county and state employees that have gotten us through this, meet our needs, and to keep us safe. I especially want to recognize John Ward and Heather Huffman, their staffs. I really appreciate your leadership, your sage advice, and navigating us through these uncharted waters and during this unprecedented pandemic. We've gotten to this point now as we continue to reopen, and I thank you again. Thank you very much. Rest assured, this might be our last press conference, but we'll be working behind the scenes to continue to keep you all safe. Now, as mentioned before, Clay County remains in step with Governor DeSantis' safe, smart, step-by-step plan to reopen. We are in full phase one, or what we call half speed, with 50% capacity across the board. I have some fantastic news for you all. Okay, all county youth activity facilities and multi-purpose fields are open. We've also started receiving bookings at county vacation rentals. They have resumed. This is absolutely fantastic as we continue to navigate through this. Now, some announcements from our municipalities. City of Green Cove Springs, effective this past Tuesday, May 26th, all multipurpose fields reopened to the public. The Spring Park Pool is open to the public with a limit of 10 swimmers, and the splash pad is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Playgrounds are open 7 days a week, sunrise to sunset. For Keystone Heights, all public restrooms, playground equipment, tennis courts, basketball courts, and the dog park remain closed. For the town of Orange Park, effective this past Tuesday, May 26th, all town parks reopened to the public, sunrise to sunset. The skateboard park is open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., weather permitting. And the town hall is open to the public with a limit of 10 visitors. For Penny Farms, effective this past Friday, May 22nd, all parks reopened. Town hall business is conducted by appointment only. And I have some great news. They have a new website, www.pennyfarmsfl.org. Now, as we've taken a look at this and beginning on Tuesday, June 2nd, all Clay County Board and Committee meetings will be held in person at the Board of County Commissioners meeting room here in Green Cove Springs. All visitors will be screened, the capacity is limited, and a cloth face mask or covering is highly recommended. Again, I just want to assure you all, this is our last press conference, but we'll be working behind the scenes to continue to keep you all safe. Now let's continue to reopen, rehire, and reunite Clay County. Thank you all. Are there any questions? Thank you for your time.